I'm kind of like antisocial when walking in the street. I'm just like, don't look, you know, just keep going, because I just feel it always, and people stop me and ask me questions all the time, and most of the time, you know, I'll just politely answer, say thanks and stuff, but people are extremely aggressive. People will try touching you and ask crazy questions like, are my tattoos real? I literally had that sitting outside the shop this week, asking if my tattoos are real. Like, it is a regular question. Of course, does it hurt? All of those things, and it's just, you know, people are not educated, so I don't want to be rude and just be like, you know, piss off, but it's like, okay, yeah, they're real, and yes, they all hurt. My name is Sarah. I live in Phoenix, and I am from Wisconsin. To summarize it, I grew up on a farm, on my grandpa's farm, and pretty much was a tomboy growing up. Very religious family, and that's kind of how it started. My graduating high school class was like 200. People drove their tractors to school. Does that put it into perspective? Yeah. When I was a senior, there was a couple people in high school that already turned 18, so then they were able to get tattoos. So when I saw them, I'm like, oh, I need this, because grew up very sheltered, and you know, that was bad to be tattooed, and I seen that and I was just super attracted to it. I've been drawing and painting my whole life, and body art is cool. You know, you sit in high school and you're like just drawing on yourself with a Sharpie, and I was super attracted to it from there. And when I graduated high school, I just started hanging in tattoo shops. I wasn't even working, but I acted like I worked there, having people fill out consent forms, and yeah. That was my first exposure to it. I didn't even think in a million years that I would be this tattooed or be an artist, for sure. That was not anywhere in my mind. So my parents divorced when I was 8, so my mom's a little bit more laid back, so she secretly took me for my first one, just something small that meant a lot to me on my ribs, and so I could of course hide it. And then I started accumulating a couple more, still being able to hide it, and then my dad saw and hated that, but I was still addicted to it. It's in Old English letters, classic. And it says miracle in Slovakian, because my grandpa's from Slovakia, and I actually have a heart disease. I'm okay now, so no one freak out, but I was terminally ill as a child, so it was kind of a blessing, you know. It meant a lot to me, of course, so. I definitely wanted to keep getting more and more. There's something about it, even though of course they do hurt. It's so satisfying just seeing it right away. It's so gratifying, you know, you're just like, oh, yes. And then like the more visible ones, like the more exciting it gets. And so I started slowly and spreading, and here I am. I wish I had a plan. I had no plan. Once I just started getting that one that meant a lot, and then from there I was just like, yeah, lay on a kitchen table and get this done. Yeah, this sounds good. You know, I did not plan these things out like I should have, but it's all part of the experience and builds character as you develop more tattoos as a person, I guess. When I started getting them in visible areas, like hands or neck, especially my face, you know, they hated that. And I didn't have too many face tattoos at the time before I was an artist. So they were worried about me finding a job and things like that, because I originally was in college and I went for radiology and I got my CNA license for nursing. And it was just not for me. And then I just had every job under the sun after that. Yeah, I feel like I don't want to say this on my mom's and dad's side, but I was slightly suppressed of what I wanted to do and kind of what they wanted me to do. Their idea of, well, more my dad's idea of success is going to school, having a degree, being in the medical field, having benefits, have your family, have a house, just, you know, that, you know, be set and be good. Like, art really was not in his mind. He's like, you can't make money doing that. And it's just funny because we joke around about it now, because, you know, I bought a brand new car and I moved to Arizona and I'm booked out, and he's just like, oh, yeah, my daughter's a tattoo artist, you know? Like, so it kind of came full circle. It was rough in the beginning and what I wanted to do, but it's getting easier.
Was there ever like a moment in your life when you feel that you went from being someone who's just tattooed to being a quote-unquote tattooed person?
I think neck and face tattoos. I have most of my head done as well. I grew my hair out. I still have some of it shaved on the sides. But definitely when it is from here up, where you're constantly looking at people in the street, they see you, oh, you're tatted, you know. It's crazy, I guess. I don't see myself like that. I wake up in the morning and I'm just like getting ready, and I never see myself as heavily tattooed. I feel like I'm myself, just comfortable, and I don't even think about it.
When did you first tattoo your face? What was that first one?
I guess if you would consider this your face, it says self-love right here. So that kind of like dug also a little personal. Not all my tattoos are meaningful, trust me, just for fun. But this one, and then I accumulated this one here. I stayed on the hairline because I didn't want to go crazy, you know? But then when I started to go actually on my face, I did the dots, and then I did the one line on my chin, which I later on added on, then a little on the sides, and then I just kept evolving. I think I'm done on my face. Can't guarantee anything. Because years ago I said I'd never do my face, never do my hands, and never do my neck. Well, ta-da! I did it anyway, so honestly, I said F it. Like, to be totally honest, that's how I would say that. I was just like, I just want to keep going. You know, I started filling up little parts of my arms and things, and I think I avoided, I didn't want to do these things because of my family, out of respect for them, and I know it was already killing them, the few that I had, so I really tried to like keep it under control for my family, but I'm living for myself. They've lived their life. They can look how they want. I'm sorry. I love you, but no. Like, I'm just gonna go for it. So all the black work that I have has been blast overs of other tattoos. My whole chest was a cover up. My arm was a cover up. I've had my forearm done probably 4 times before it became almost black now. At least 4 times on this side. My whole stomach is a cover up. My whole back piece it's not black, but that's also a cover up. I blacked out my whole leg from the knee down. I covered up probably like 6 tattoos. When you mentioned earlier, like, did you have a strategy about getting to, no, I didn't. Some of it was just not great work, or some of it I just feel like wasn't me anymore, and I was more attracted to this style. And then there was a couple just like marijuana tattoos, and it's cool, but I'm becoming a grown woman and I don't need a weed nug, stick and poke on my shin, I'm not gonna lie. So time to go. Out with the old, in with the new, yeah. Yeah, I get fixated on something and I'm like, now, I'm impulsive. I need to do this now. Who's got availability? Like, this actually down my face was an impulse. I was just going through some stuff, and my buddy at the shop, I was tattooing at that time, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, these are like some like little designs I like. It doesn't mean anything at all. And we just put it together, and yeah, my parents didn't like that one. But I love it. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just start totally over and just create like a beautiful bodysuit. But at the same time, I feel like it's kind of created who I am and different points in my life, and learn from your mistakes and things like that. So it's like bittersweet. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just, but at the same time, I'm like, this is me. It's okay. This is what happened. So.
You're 18.
Oh my
You
God.
have 0 tattoos. Are you gonna do things the same way?
No. I would just save all of my money and go to every artist I've ever wanted to get tattooed by. To go back and get all those tattoos, hey, tattoos are painful. Me having to cover that up was not great, especially, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't give a clear answer on that. It's a lot to think about. I'd have to sleep on it.